Hello everyone and welcome back. Hope you're having a great day and we're all doing well. So the title does not deceive you. We do have a little first look at the Battle Pass for Operation Twin Shells. Usually we don't get to see a lot of the Battle Pass this early on in the test server. That's something we typically get when the season actually launches. But for this season, Ubisoft have given us a few promotional images officially for the Battle Pass, which will be coming when the season launches, and we can get an official first look at some of the skins. Now I just want to quickly say, if this is your first time on the channel and you haven't hit that sub button, I'm trying to hit 200k by the end of the year, and your support goes such a long way. Now, although Ubisoft have very kindly provided me with an early look at this Battle Pass to show to all of you, it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily not going to critique it. I actually am, for reasons we'll get into. And I will say, Ubisoft have always actually been quite fair when it comes to criticism, especially when it's content they are directly allowing us to use. They're big boys, they can take the criticism, although I will say thank you for allowing me to get this first look. And so here is the image at our first look of the Battle Pass. Of course, this doesn't show us every item, but typically in these promotional images, they will show us the major items which they are going for. And honestly, when I look at this, nothing is really screaming out to me as interesting. We've got the Kaze and Kure sets, which look like sets we've seen 1,000 times before, and I honestly do not care for them in the slightest. We have a new set for Skopós, which as it seems will only change the skin on the robots if I'm not wrong. That would make sense, she is only visible at the menu anyway. And I have another look at these skins for the robots. They're alright, I still prefer the default skin over them, but they're not the worst, and it is cool I guess that we are getting some new skins at the beginning of the season for the new operatives. And the final one we do get to see on this screen is a Solace bundle where she is meant to be Medusa. And there is a few weapon skins at the top as well as a drone skin. The drone skin seemingly having Pegasus on it, going with this Greek theme for the season. However, again, none of these are really standing out for me. I will say it is cool that Solace got a new sculpt as a bundle. The recolors, like I was saying as well, don't do anything for me. They look really basic and uninteresting, and they just look very generic. The weapon skins look fine. I'd like to see what they look in game before I give an overall judgment for them, and whether or not if they're universal or not. I'm going to assume the one on the left may be universal, but the one for Kure's SMG probably isn't. That's just a guess. And although there's definitely going to be more items in the pass itself, for these ones to be front and center, nothing really crazy. Which to me has been a glaring issue with the battle passes for about a year at this point, and it's the fact that they just have hardly any identity to them. It's just becoming repeated operators with painfully boring recolors, and even the ones who are getting those sculpts, to me at least, doesn't really do much for me. That Solace one is objectively cool, but I'm not really massive on it. And I would like to take this time to compare this to some of the older battle passes, mainly around the era of when Zero was released, or OSA, Thunderbird. A time when I believe battle passes had much more going for them, and it's clear that there was a better vision. And I'm not just saying this because I'm the lore guy, but they were more entwined with the lore, and it led to a lot better skins. Let's take Operation Shadow Legacy for example, the season in which Sam Fisher was added. If we take a look at the promotional art for both this season and the battle pass in which these skins were shown in, we can see operators Finka, Nook, and Vigil. Now, this was the brand new Finka bundle which came in this battle pass, and this was linked to the little animation we got of Zero training the operatives. We have Finka wearing her suit in a more relaxed way, with a little bit of training damage done to her face. As well as this, we also have a Echelon inspired bundle for Nook, who Nook has been somewhat established in the lore to be sort of like an unofficial apprentice to Sam Fisher, with both playing very similar roles. It's clear that they have somewhat of a connection, so she was given an Echelon bundle to match him. We also got a somewhat similar bundle for Vigil. All of them fit the theming of this season and were relevant to the lore and kept an identity throughout. Let's look at the one for Operation Crystal Guard with OSA. We can mainly see two skins for Ace and IQ, showing a more relaxed way of Ace as he walks around Nighthaven's base, of course not in his suit, in some more standard clothing. And we have a bundle for IQ, where she is wearing some of her new Nighthaven tech. Again, the skins look really nice, they're grounded, and they're relevant to the current story. I'll do one more example here with Operation High Caliber. The Season Thorn was added. In the animation for this season, we know that Mozzie, Kavera, and Sledge met with Thorn for her recruitment, all of them wearing a bit more relaxed training gear, and all of these were added as an in-game skin in the Battle Pass. Again, keeping it grounded to the story, as well as having a coherent identity throughout. And now we jump to the most recent passes with Operation Twin Shell, for example, where not only are the skins just visibly not as cool in my opinion, there's also not an identity to them. This season is the return of Kure to the lore, the second legacy operative from the old Rainbow Six games, and the second one this year, with the first being Deimos, Gerald Morris. With Raven Shield being a very popular game, one of which she was in, why did some of the operatives or the robots not get suits inspired by Rainbow Six Raven Shield, some of the more classical Rainbow Six uniforms? And in her operator lore, we know after Kure was injured by Deimos, she sort of changed her focus, and one of the big steps in getting to the versions of the robots she has now was Osa. You can find that in the lore video I made, but she had a run-in with Osa. So why isn't there a really cool new bundle for Osa, which maybe she's a bit younger and from around the time when she met Kure? I just believe that the battle passes, when they changed their focus, have actually ended up taking not only an identity hit, but a quality hit as well. When they were coinciding with the lore and animation for that season, it gave them much a stronger vision and allowed the skins to look better in my opinion. Are these complaints mainly because I would like to see more grounded skins and think that the wacky skins are overtaking them too much and there should be a fair balance? Maybe, but I also do think it can be said that these old battle passes just downright look better. And you know what? I'll give them credit for where it's worth. 2 seasons ago, Operation Deadly Omen's Battle Pass was actually pretty decent because it kept to the theming of that season and the lore, and the skins paid off for it. We got a brand new bundle for Rook where he has a really unique headgear he's never had before without any equipment or helmet. And the uniform, although being based on his default, had the bullet in which he was shot by Deimos. It was more dustied up, and despite yes technically being a recolor, it still stands out amongst any other recolor. Same with the bundle for Blackbeard, which was not only a tease for his Season 4 rework, but also just a new aged look for him. We had the same sort of aging for Maestro, and sort of a uniform for Deimos to make him look less menacing. A reference to his pre-Deimos days as well. So when a battle pass bases his identity on the lore, I definitely think the skins pay off much better. Of course, I should say we haven't seen the entire battle pass, maybe there is some skins like that in it. But from the first images they have chosen and officially shown off, nothing really calling for me, and I am somewhat disappointed. It's no disrespect to anyone who makes them, but they've shown time and time again that they are capable of making better skins, and I'm not going to pretend that I like skins, which I don't. I'm always going to say it. But yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts about this first look at the Year 9 Season 3 Battle Pass, hoping there are some better skins in there, ones which haven't been shown yet. I do hope Battle Passes go back to their previous quality one day, because recently it's not been that great, and I think even Deadly Omen has shown that they are still capable of it, but from all I've seen so far, this season does look like a miss. So drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, I shall catch you all later, I love you all, stay safe, peace.